and helpfulness to others. Our four-way test, which we're supposed to keep in mind in all that we do as a Rotarian, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? As Rotarians, we meet for lunch every week, and we get together to help our community, both here and in Waterford and in other countries as well. Our first major project was the gazebo in 1978. In 1990, we built the Welcome to Waterford signs. We developed the Rotary Fields near Millstone. We did the flagpoles near Leary Park and Millstone's Mago Point Park. Years ago, we initiated the funding for the first playgrounds at each of the Waterford elementary schools. The Community Assistance Program in 2001, we purchased and presented Waterford Country School with picnic tables for their residents to enjoy. And then we designated also and assembled a reading garden for them to enjoy. 2003 was our first year sponsoring exchange students, and we've had students from other countries come here for a year, from Germany, and we've sent a student over to Japan for a year. We sponsored Waterford High School Excellence Awards for the World Language Award. We do scholarships at Waterford High and at Grasso Tech. We do an annual blood drive with the Red Cross. We do our dictionary project to all third graders in Waterford. So you may remember, if you were in Waterford for a third grade, we came to your school or you came to the library and we gave you a dictionary. We do Career Day at Clark Lane. We had an ambassadorial scholar sent to Bolivia, working with the people and the children there to plant a garden and harvest it to learn how to eat and cook healthy. We helped purchase equipment and a stove for a daycare center in Brazil. Our most recent international project, which was completed in April of '08, we sent medical equipment and supplies for a hospital clinic in Zambia, Africa, and it took from May of '07 to April of '08 to actually arrive there. The whole project took 3 years to complete. Also in '08, we teamed up with the Student Council at Clark Lane and one of our Rotarians' husband, who was in Afghanistan at the time, and we collected school supplies, notebooks, etc., and made over 400 packages to send over there for the students to use. And as Aaron mentioned, we provide dinner once a month at the Community Meal Center, also called the Soup Kitchen, and we've been doing that for many, many years. For a small club of about 35 members, we're very busy and we do good things in our community and in the international communities as well. We have our biggest fundraiser every year to be able to do all the things that we do. We also take on an additional beneficiary each year to help another organization. So for the past 2 years, we teamed up with the Waterford Soccer Club to help raise money to assist them in getting lights for their fields. This year, the Waterford Youth Lacrosse, the Alliance for Living, and the Waterford Parks Foundation have all agreed to join our fundraising efforts, and they will also get part of the proceeds. Our event is a wine tasting on June 11th at the Mystic Aquarium. So, 35 members, not too bad, huh? I would like to take a moment to recognize Waterford Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Collins, and Assistant Superintendent Craig Powers, who are also both Rotarians. May is Education Month for Waterford Rotary, even though today's April. Because of the Rotary's motto of service above self, we want to recognize one student from each elementary school, as well as one from each team at the middle school, and one from each grade at the high school, and one from Waterford Country School. And in the spirit of Rotary, the Student of the Year criteria is a person who demonstrates leadership qualities and community service. The Students of the Year will receive a U.S. savings bond and a certificate thanking them for portraying the Rotary ideals. The bond certificate you will need to bring to Chelsea Groton Bank in Waterford with your social to actually order the bond. But the bonds were donated by our own Rotary members. And if they are here today, I will ask them to join us in presenting the bond. Lunch for the students and for the principals are paid for by the restaurant, by Philomena's, so you can thank them on your way out. Lunch for the parents are paid for by Waterford Rotary, and lunch for the teachers are paid for by your school. So we kind of split it all up. I also would like to ask the students to stay after the ceremony so I can take a group picture and I can email it to you and your principals, probably tomorrow. So I would like to invite the principal up here to introduce our guests one at a time. So we'll start with Southwest. And our bond sponsor is Jerry Swope. So Pat Peter is our principal, and she's going to present our student to us. And Jerry Swope is our bond sponsor. Pat?
Our Southwest Rotary student this year is Jamison Wentz. He's here with his mom, Jennifer Antonino, and his dad, Eric Wentz, and his teacher, Peg Warby. Stand right up here because you're working with me on this one. Jamison is a lacrosse player for the Waterford Lancers, and he told me he joined lacrosse because he likes the sport. He said it involves a lot of good eye-hand coordination, and he likes the hitting, passing, and running. So I immediately moved my chair back. And he said one of his very favorite outside of school activities is helping his grandfather work on his boats and visiting his great-grandmother. Jamison is a talented artist, and his future plans include Quinnipiac College, possibly to become an architect, where he'd like to own his own boat design and build company. Jamison is a gifted writer, and Mrs. Warby can certainly attest to that. His one concern right now is the Young Writers Society has an age requirement of 13, so Jamison is in the middle of a little argument with them about letting him join. He told me he doesn't mean to brag, but he writes as well as any 13-year-old he's ever I did bring a sample of Jamison's writing, but in our conversation the other day, which went on for about 45 minutes, Jamison said he would like to say a few words to the group. So rather than me read something he's written, I'll let you hear from Jamison. When I asked him why he thought he received the award, he told me he thinks it's because, what he said, I kind of do what I'm supposed to do at school. I don't bug people, but I try to stick out in a good way and do things that make me special. His best friends, Justin and Kevin, agreed. They said he's honest, respectful, and he always volunteers to help new kids. I asked his two friends if they had time if they could jot down the things, and this is... they spoke a lot more. You might want to hold on to that, Kevin and Justin. He also, 13 years doing this, I've never had a student ask to speak. I've also never had a student grin as widely as Jamison did when I spoke to him, and his words were, once he got them out, "This is really awesome." And Jamison, I'll tell you that we think you're awesome too, and we thank you for making our job so easy. But I will turn this over to you for just a minute.
Okay. On the Thursday before this event, Miss Fedor called me to her office. I knew I wasn't in trouble, and I guessed correct. So she asked me about what I do, what I want to be when I'm older, friends, hobbies, and community service acts. Well, those concepts were easily answered, as you just heard. But my favorite thing to do on a rainy day is write and draw. However, the past few weeks or month, I wrote a story. Seeing that I had a lot more time than 40 minutes in writing time, I wanted to write a long story. Adventure. So having read all the Will Hobbs, Gary Paulson books, I took the literature and style of writing that they used and mixed it with mine. I started off by reading Gary Paulson in 4th grade with one of his most renowned adventure books called Hatchet. I loved that novel so much that I became obsessive with the short words and great description. I also got some of my writing style from Fred Gibson, Old Yeller. When I thought I was clear out of adventure books, came the librarian. She pointed out another author, Will Hobbs. His description was great. You could actually tell that he'd really traveled to those places. Also, I just finished the popular book called The Lightning Thief this weekend. That also was a fantastic book. I'd like to thank my teacher, my principal, the Rotary, and my family. Thank you.
Thank you. Quaker Hill. We have Glenda Dexter, and our bond sponsor is Donna Barber.